Cool. Oh, yeah. Jody just said we can tell him what I just did. Well, our battery died. We were at the post office. Now we're at Giant buying smokes. But in between, we get around.
We're drinking coffee from where we are just about to talk about.
Yes,
and let's give a toast to them.
Okay,
we love
because
them.
they're awesome and they're good to us.
And we love them.
And we love them.
And they've been so good to us in ways they'll never know.
Yeah,
even.
Really.
Providing us a refuge during really hard times. Providing us the place where we met. Not really the first time we met, but the first time we really met.
Really met,
individually. Yeah.
And they've shown us a lot of goodwill and patience.
And generosity.
Yeah. So to the kind folks at the Sage Inn.
The Sage Inn, in particular, Jeff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whom we just spoke with, Jeff.
Yeah.
General manager.
He runs the place. We'll put it like that. But he does it obviously in a very laid-back, kind of compassionate way. It seemed to me that's the vibe I got. So I'm not his employee, but his employees have been there as long as I've been there. I've been going there, and you've been going there.
Yeah.
So he must have something going for him.
Well, we stopped there today, and I'm really glad we did, because months ago in the summer,
and they gave us this free coffee, by the way.
Yeah, some of the footage we shot we shot films at the Sage. They let us use the grounds basically as our own little film studio. We shot in the lobby, we shot at the pool, we shot at the room, we shot in the hallways,
all the way
up and down.
We've done more than one shoot there.
Yeah.
Really, me running around at night out through the trees.
It was, oh yeah, and they totally gave us the green light. Well,
speaking of the green light, I'm gonna head toward where we're going.
The project I did, I thought it all came out really gorgeous. Jody was.
Well, I'm always the star.
Of course.
If he ever considers someone else to be the star, I put a veto on that
one. Why would I do that? I've got my own movie star today chauffeuring me around.
Giving you kisses.
Yeah, when
Hop
she
down,
shouldn't
girls.
be, because I've got a little bit of a cold.
Come on, girls. Come on, you don't smile at me like that. Like, Grandma. We're gonna make Grandma get us off the back window.
So my film came out really great, but technology fails us sometimes, and one sequence from my film footage got just zapped into the ether and is gone. It never made it to the hard drive. I don't know why. So I had to do a reshoot. We have to do a reshoot, which
and
I
every
thought,
time we're at the Sage Inn, we're exhausted and we don't do the
and we're
reshoot.
not prepared and all this, and but that was fine because we got this idea of, instead of doing it at the Sage Inn, let's duplicate the scene but do it at a different location.
And we won't tell them.
We're not going to tell them.
Not right now.
An exotic, beautiful location that'll really enhance the film entirely.
Yeah.
But I needed one artifact from the Sage Inn to sort of make a bridge between these two shots, and it's a bedspread.
A bedspread.
They have these really distinctive bedspreads at the Sage Inn, and I want that as a transplant, like a bridge between these two worlds. So I had to go and say, yeah, I want to borrow a bedspread. And Jeff said yes. He's like, yeah, we can just put a deposit on it and take it and take good care of it and bring it back. We'll give you back your deposit, and you can do your shoot and everybody will be happy. And so cool. So this is great. It kind of lights a fire under my ass. I finally put a wheel in motion to finally getting this done, and now I have to follow through, which will sort of, prod me along to actually getting it done. And I think by this time next weekend...
This lady in the car probably thinks we're weird because you're staring at the window and talking and making motions.
I am weird.
I don't know if she could see the camera.
It's for other reasons, yeah.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
Well, that's okay, hon. I'm just, by this time next weekend, I expect we're going to be doing a lot of shooting
I
between
hope so.
projects Jody is working on and projects that I want to do.
We both have this furrowed brow thinking about how much work it's going to take.
Right.
And what a short window of weather and time and
Yeah.
everything we've got going. And
We're definitely sort of working against the clock, like season-wise here, nature-wise, weather-wise. But it'll feel really good to be doing it, because this is stuff we've been talking about for quite a while and not actually doing anything. And I know once we get going, there's like no stopping us, and we're doing it, and then it gets done, and it's cool. So
it does get done, and that brings me back to production, if you don't mind me going back there.
Absolutely.
Production class, we did a little editing assignment, which I finished yesterday, but it was totally inspired by Darren, and I showed it to him. He really liked it. He laughed. And that it was supposed to be funny, and I hope that, and it was very much, I'm basically stealing Darren's approach to editing from some of the things I've seen in mine, because I think it was perfect for this little project. And I'm not going to show it, most likely, because it's got copyrighted stuff and it's a student film and it's got actors that aren't part of our film, but it was just cute and funny, and I wanted to do that. But also, what I'm really interested in, and I just considering all of this stuff practice for what I really want to do, and it's the final project. And thankfully, the teacher kind of made us, Eric, made us think about our final project and write up a little proposal, which I turned in last night. And now he's making us go through, like I was saying at the end of the last clip, and he wants me to write out the whole script and submit it, but too many people. Thank you for going. They're stopping all sorts of traffic. Okay, here we go. Man, there's nobody drives like people in Santa Fe. There's just nothing like it. Our streets are so weird, and the way that the traffic flows is just bizarre, and it's like everything's crazy and bizarre here, and not always in a bad way, but sometimes. But so anyway, for this project, I told him, well, I don't think I'm gonna have really any dialogue, and he said, well, then write out as best you can, scene for scene, how you see it playing out. And I'm like, okay, well, if I'm excited about doing that. I want to do that. I want to try that kind of pre-visualization, pre-production type exercises. But I'm more in line and kind of land where the director last night, John Jost, said, he just gets a camera and starts shooting, you know? He lets it happen in front of him.
Sort of his creed to not think. Not think about it. Just do it.
Not plan it out. Not come up with a bunch of details, because I think it can lead to contrivance. And I don't want that. But I am going to do it with this project, and I'm going to make it work, because I'm really, really, really wanting a specific outcome, and I'm gonna make that outcome work, whether I overthink it or underthink it. Either way, I'm gonna make it work. I'm just gonna basically force it to happen.
My baby will do it.
Yeah, sometimes you do have to force things, you know. Jack London, a quote by Jack London is, I don't wait for inspiration, I go after it with a club. And that's kind of like where I'm going with this deal. It's like, I have the inspiration, I've got the idea, I'm going to make it happen on screen. And a lot of it is going to come down to editing, which I have to allow myself a lot of time to do. Well, we're at one of our favorite little restaurants, the Pantry.
Yes, the
My
Pantry.
baby's sick, and I said, what about green chili stew? And he's like, yeah, that sounds good.
It could be good.
He may not get that, but I said, how about the Pantry? And he's like, yeah. So
I think she picked the right spot.
Yeah,
definitely.
So we're gonna eat here and then run over to an AA meeting, and and do
where
stuff.
I will work on my novel while Jimmy works on
probably
clips.
work on clips.
Yeah, and then certainly we'll catch up with you later.
Okay, cool. Come on, girls. Let's go for a little walk.